6 years ago today, 2017, October 15, I started learning English as a beginner. 9 months later, July 7, I recorded myself, I filmed myself and tried to talk to camera in English.
Hi guys, okay, I've decided to, I had dinner. I watched Game of Thrones.
You will see that I was speaking not good. I was making tons of grammar mistakes. My pronunciation was not good. I was still struggling with speaking. But I kept practicing. I didn't give up. I had started as a beginner and I was making progress. And a year later, 2019, October 16, I filmed my second YouTube video. Is it possible to learn English alone and be able to speak fluently, even though you have no one around you that you can talk to or make practice with? And the answer to that question, yes, it is. It is possible to learn English alone and be able to speak fluently. Hi guys, what's up? Now, today is a very special day for me because today is October 15 and today marks the 6th year of my English learning journey. 6 years ago today, as a beginner, I started learning English. Like, what I mean by beginner, when I say as a beginner, like, I wasn't even able to understand the meaning of I Can't Let You Out when I watched Harry Potter.
I can't let you out, Hedwig.
I wasn't able to watch Harry Potter with English subtitles. I wasn't even able to watch and understand Friends with English subtitles. I wasn't able to make even like these little basic sentences like I'm gonna go out, meet up with my friends, I'm dating someone, I am studying, I go to school, I go to university. I didn't even know the meaning of legendary. Like when Barney said,
It's gonna be legendary.
I didn't know the meaning of legendary. October 15, I came up with my method, that is script method, that I show you in my videos many times to you guys. With script method, I started learning English with friends. I practiced with the script of friends. And here's a little example for those of you who are new to my channel and for those of you who don't know how I learn English, how I practice English, and what my method is.
And she and Susan are going to raise the baby.
And you knew about that?
She's living with a woman named Susan. She's pregnant with my child, and she and Susan are gonna raise the baby together. And you knew about this? She's living with a woman named Susan. She's pregnant with my child, and she and Susan are gonna raise the baby together. And you knew about this? You always see me speaking English fluently, right? You don't see me struggle, right? But during those 6 years, especially in the beginning, especially in the first year, I was so terrible because as a beginner, it was so hard for me to speak English. It was so hard for me to improve myself, etc. Now, last day, I found my old phone and I found my old clips from 6 years ago. Me practicing English as a beginner. And I wanna share this clip with you guys. I wanna guys tell you how I was motivating myself and how I kept going even though many times I reached a point where I was gonna quit learning English. I was gonna give up on learning English because I felt so discouraged. I felt so bad about myself and like I always many times during my English learning process I felt like I was not making progress. I always thought that it was all about talent. Some people are talented and they speak the language very easily. They learn the language very easily. I always thought that way. In this clip, I am 9 months into my English learning journey. Like it had been almost like 9 months.
Now, what did I do today? Today I get up early, really early, or about...
I don't say got up, I say get up. For instance, grammar mistake. It's because I talk about past, but that's okay.
I ate some food anyway. Then I started working, of course.
I struggle with saying I started working. I start like you see that, right? I struggled.
I worked for 3 or 4 hours. It was very long. And then, of course, I have some brunch. I had some brunch. Actually, I had breakfast. And some brunch and go outside. I went to outside. Get some.
I was supposed to say I should say I went outside, but I went outside. It's a mistake.
Get some breakfast. I get some food or supplies for 2 days, because I'm staying in grandma now. Now,
I am staying at my grandma's house, I was supposed to say, but
now, and it looks like I'm gonna stay here for 2 days, and that's why I get some supplies and come here, get back to here, and
the right expression is I got back here.
then I get some shower. I get shower. I got shower actually.
The right expression is I took a shower.
I get shower, and then I had dinner. I watched Game of Thrones.
As I said, I was not able to talk about my life. I'm gonna go outside and take a walk. These sentences were incredibly challenging for me.
I had dinner. I watched Game of Thrones, season 3, episode 8. It was very good episode, great episode.
Episode, you say that? I'm not able to say episode, I say episode.
And then start again.
By making those mistakes, by speaking so badly like this, I got to that level where I am right now, okay? I didn't think about the grammar rules, I didn't think about the pronunciation rules. I always try to trust the process as much as I possibly can, and I kept going. Obviously, there were many times I felt so low, so down, and so insecure about my progress, and I always wanted to give up. Many times I wanted to give up because this is how I was speaking, and I was always questioning myself. Like, some of you might ask this, like, how do you get rid of the grammar mistake? I didn't care about any of those mistakes. I didn't care about saying worry. I didn't care about saying episode. I didn't care about any of the mistakes that I was making. I just kept going. I just kept practicing. So just practicing and practice. This is how I get rid of the grammar mistakes. If you're making grammar mistakes, if you're making pronunciation mistakes, it doesn't matter. If you keep practicing with the scripts every single day, you get to that level where you make less and less mistakes, okay? Don't focus on your mistake. Either that's your pronunciation mistake or grammar mistakes. It doesn't matter. Don't focus on your mistakes. Just keep practicing. Your grammar will get better as you keep practicing. Your pronunciation will get better as you keep practicing. Just keep practicing with scripts every single day as I do.
I went through very bad days. I went through very bad days.
I went through very bad days. This is a nice expression. I learned to say this expression from friends.
Because I don't want her to go through what I went through with Carl.
My brother's going through that right now. He's such a mess. How did you get through it?
I got through that. I got through these days, and I am looking for future, and I keep working, but it's not enough today. Because yes, you should keep working, but you need motivation. Actually, I'm taking my motivation from Syrians or American people.
The other thing is, you see me talking about motivation, guys. That is very important. As I told you guys, watching the TV shows and series that you like, practicing with the YouTubers that you like, is very important for your motivation, for you to keep going, okay?
It motivates me. It affects me good. It affects me good. It affects me good. Now, the thing is, the reason why I was filming myself all the fucking time is because now I had no one to get reference. Like, I had no one to show my learn English process, right? So basically, I was filming myself every 6 months or every 8 months so that Arsen, look at that. I want to give up. I feel like I don't make progress. And the minute I felt that way, I would go look back on my old records and I would see my old voice records from like 6 months ago, 8 months ago, and I would be like, look at that. This is how I was speaking 8 months ago, and this is how I speak right now. So that means, look at the progress that you made, how far you've come. So if you keep going,
That means you will be better, you will be better, you will get better, you will be next year, you will be at a completely different level, you will be in a completely different place. So keep going, Arsen. Keep going, never give up, Arsen. Okay, if you want to give up, look at those video, look at this video. This is the proof. You need to see that. This is the proof, okay? Look how much progress you made in the 6 months, in the 8 months, you know. Keep going, Arsen, never give up. Because there were many times I was having self-doubts, okay? I was feeling insecure about my English learning journey. So that is why I highly recommend to you, if you're having self-doubts or if you're feeling discouraged or unmotivated or uninspired, always film yourself, put it somewhere, and then 8 months later, go back to your old voiceovers or go back to your old records and watch your old voiceovers and see the progress that you made in the 8 months, okay? Because that will be really helpful for you to keep going, move forward, okay?
You're doing good. You're gonna see that from today. You know, after later 3 months. After 3 months, you're gonna see that you're doing better than that. You're gonna be better than that. Every day, you're improving yourself. You're improving yourself, and don't just trust yourself.
Okay, now this is a kind of like a way of me motivating myself and comforting myself, because obviously I'm having a lot of self-doubts and I feel sometimes insecure and I question myself, I question the progress that I make.
Next year, these times, you're gonna be perfection.
And also perfection, the reason why I say perfection is because I got the word at the time, you know, when I was practicing with friends. There's this scene in France where Chandler says perfection.
You know, on second thought, gum would be perfection. Gum would be perfection? Gum would be perfection.
I got the word perfection. So this is the scene that comes to my mind in this video. Once you try to accomplish something by yourself, you need to find a way to motivate yourself. And there are so many ways of motivating yourself. There are so many ways of feeling passionate about what you do, feeling excited about what you do. And I used to spend very significant amount of time on this thing. Like, Arsen, how can you motivate yourself? Learning English with TV shows. Learn English with TV shows that I like, with movies that I love the most. That's the one way of motivating myself. Recording my voiceovers, recording myself, and 6 months later or a year later, looking back to my old voiceovers. That's another way of feeling motivated. And practicing with YouTubers, also learning English with YouTubers and watching YouTubers. That's another way of motivating myself. Now I want to give you guys one more video from 2019, just a year later. Now I made a YouTube video in 2019 because I felt like I could start a YouTube channel and I could start making a YouTube video. Here's how I was speaking a year later. Hi guys, back to my channel. I'm Arsem. In this channel, I'm gonna give you some tips about how you can learn English on your own based on my personal experiences. And I'm gonna share my all experiences that I went through in this process of learning English. I'm going to talk about how I improved my speaking skill and listening skill, and what was the biggest challenge that I went through in this process and the biggest problem I had. Almost 2 years ago, I started to learn English. Okay, now this is how I was speaking, but I just want to say something, guys. This video was scripted. First of all, I planned out every single thing that I was going to say in the video, and then I got my script, and then I did the video. This is a progress that I made from 2018 summertime to 2019 October 16. Based on my English learning journey and experience, I will tell you this. Beginning is always the hardest, especially the first 6 months will be the hardest of your English learning journey. You will struggle so bad, and yeah, you will struggle. The other thing is, number 2 is, during your English learning process, as a non-native English speaker, you will be making tons of grammar mistakes, tons of pronunciation mistakes, especially the first year. You will not be able to speak without making a mistake, without making a grammar mistake or pronunciation mistake. You will make not only a few mistakes, but you will make hundreds of mistakes every single time you try to speak, every single time you attempt to speak. And that's the part of the process, that's the part of the progress. So During your English learning process, the other thing that you need to understand is you're not alone, because no matter how passionate you are, no matter how ambitious you are, learning language takes time. And during those English learning process or learning a language process, there will be many times you will feel overwhelmed and frustrated. So anytime you reach a point where you want to give up, or you feel like so down, or you feel like you're not making progress, just remember me, just remember other language learners. Everybody is going through the same process. You're not alone. The other thing is, always try to find new ways for enjoying the language learning process. Always try to refresh yourself and try to feel excited about your language learning journey. The last and final thing, and the most important thing, practice, 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 but always practice with scripts. Practicing with scripts will get you where you want to be. By practicing, you will reduce your mistakes, you will reduce your pronunciation mistakes, you will reduce your grammar mistakes, you will start to speak English fluently. Just practice, that's it. The reason why especially I wanted to give you this clip is because I wanted to see that, like, I wanted to see how bad I was struggling at the time. The only reason why I'm here is because I just didn't give up. It didn't matter how bad I spoke. You know, you see me in only 2 minutes making so many grammar mistakes, making so many pronunciation mistakes, but I just didn't give up. I just didn't care about my mistakes. I just didn't care about my pronunciation problem. I just kept going. I just kept practicing. As time goes on, it gets better and it gets easier for you to speak English fluently, for you to speak English, for you to speak any language. So you never stop, you keep practicing, no matter how much you make mistake, no matter how you feel, no matter how bad your pronunciation is, it just doesn't matter.
Next year, these times, you're gonna be perfection.
I'm gonna talk about how I improve my speaking skill and listening skill. What the fuck are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? I mean, there are tons of words that you have to use, you know, there are tons of words that you have to know. I really like to talk to camera because that's how I make practice. I, you know, improve my speaking skill. Now, you know, English is the main focus of my life, and I just wanna be better and better on that stuff, you know, and then we'll see how it goes. I appreciate if you sit through it, you know, if you watch the whole video. And now, the second part. Think about what you went through the last time you quit. About a year and a half ago, my voice was cracked.